Hi everyone, here's your video for the Module 6 Active Learning Organizer discussion. As usual, make sure that you are checking out your rubric for this discussion here. You can see that there's going to be 3 distinct parts to your assignment for this discussion. For this one, we're going to be doing the Active Learning organizer. So there is going to be a piece where you're going to have to again come here and download something, and then of course post and read and provide feedback. So once again, to open up that organizer, you're just going to click, or that document rather, you're just going to click this link and make sure that you either make a copy or download in your preferred format. And then really for this, you're just going to do a couple things. We're going to be looking at the SRS dealing with active learning. And you're going to follow this example here and list what activity you're having your students do, what type of interaction that is, and each piece can be multiple, or each activity rather can have multiple connection or like interaction types. And then of course just listing out what those tools are going to be. So for the example, they have an Ask the Instructor discussion forum, and that's learner to instructor, and they explain what tool they're using. For my course, the English course, for example, we have a couple things that I would add here. One, I would do a student discussion board where they have to share their portfolio links, and that would be both a learner-to-learner interaction piece, because the learners are going to share the link publicly with each other, and then they're going to give each other feedback on their progress for their portfolio so far. There's also a learner to instructor connection there, because the faculty will also be grading the work that they've done thus far. And we would list here the discussion board as an example. Another piece in my module 2, if I'm going to continue to use that example, is the students would be completing a reflection that would be uploaded to me as the faculty. So I'd list module 2, first reflection. That would be a learner to instructor interaction type, and then I would put here the Canvas assignment tool as the tool used to facilitate. For this, you just need to list at least 2, but feel free to list more. If you want feedback on more than 2 items, please go ahead and list more. Once you complete that, you're going to save and you're going to attach it to your post when you get here. So you're going to upload that active learning organizer, and then you're going to answer these 3 questions here. The first is, in what ways do your learning activities support active learning as defined in the annotation for 5.2? And remember that the way that it's defined here is that active learning is that students are learning by doing something. So explain, what are they doing, and how does that help them meet the course or module goals? So for my course, the first reflection, one of our course goals is to be able to complete reflective writing. So in completing that reflection, they are going to be interacting and learning with the content by doing the reflection. And then they're going to be learning further when they get feedback from me on how to further improve their writing style, all those various pieces that we're looking for those students to do. The second piece here is learner-to-learner interaction appropriate in your course, and why or why not? It is key to note that not every course is necessarily going to be fit for learner-to-learner interaction. Some courses you can kind of like make opportunities for students to have that interaction. But for like a math course, it may not always be completely appropriate to have students going in there and critiquing, or who knows what that might look like. For my English course, since one of the things that they're going to be doing is learning how to receive feedback and give feedback, I would say that learner-to-learner interaction is appropriate for my course and is key for my course in order for students to meet those goals. So I would say yes, and then of course give that explanation of how peer reviews and learner-to-learner teaching, learner-to-learner feedback actually help support meet my course goals. And then that last piece here is going to be looking for, are the tools you're using, are they working for your facilitation, for these activities in your course? Is there anything you wish you could change, or any questions that you have to your colleagues to maybe generate some ideas for your active learning components in your course? So for me, if I'm answering this question, I would say that the tools I'm currently using work great. The discussion boards in Canvas facilitate ease of use for the students, where they can easily post and upload and share their information. The peer review tool that we use for one of our other examples could be better. That's just how the Canvas peer review tool is. So we are exploring using some other tools like Eli Review and Peerceptive potentially in the future. So that would be kind of my thoughts and feedback on this particular discussion board. And then, of course, be sure that you are responding thoughtfully and thoroughly to your peers in this discussion board, making sure that you're reviewing how they're doing compared to 6.2 and 5.2, making sure that as you give feedback that you're letting them know how they're doing really well to address and meet these standards. And then, of course, if they've asked a question, if they're soliciting feedback on what they could do better, provide examples of tools that you might be using that could help your peer, and give any recommendations. So thank you.